Hello everyone and welcome to this section. In this section, we're going to do pretty much what we have done before, which is simply obtaining, Canny, Laplacian, Sobel X, Sobel Y. But instead of passing along the image, actually I'm going to open the webcam, and you guys can try this as well at home, that, you can actually read, a picture, kind of live image or a video of you, and it will do all the calculation for you automatically, okay? All right, so let's get started. First of all, we're going to define several functions, okay, that implements simply all our algorithms. So first of all, here we're just going to load our libraries. Second step, I'm going to call, like live cam edge detection, but for Canny, okay? And this function simply, we're going to take an image, which is simply not an image. It's actually a stream of images. So I'm actually going to define a function. This function has take snapshots of my webcam, okay, and send it kind of, as images. Simply a video is a series of images, in a nutshell. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to extract an image from our webcam and send it over to the function. It performed the calculation and show it to me, and then we keep doing this. Okay. So here, as you guys can see, this is my first function. I can perform the Canny edge detection. It's exactly the same lines of code as we have done before. Okay. Take an image, because it's colored, it's going to get converted to gray because I have to apply Canny to a grayscale image. That's my first step. And then we're going to use threshold 1 and threshold 2, pretty much the same as we've done before, to obtain Canny, and then going to return my Canny, which is simply the image that has been received here by the function, but in a Canny representation. Same thing for Laplacian. Again, live cam edge detection Laplace. Okay, the same thing. I'm going to convert the image again from BGR to gray. Apply Laplacian, the same thing. Return Laplacian, perfect. I'm going to do as well again for Sobel Y and Sobel X. Again, let's walk you through it. Get an image, convert it from color to gray, and then afterwards we're going to use 1 and 0 to indicate, Y Sobel. Here indicate 0 and 1 to obtain X Sobel. And then afterwards here we're going to open our webcam. Again, just imagine, it's very simple. Use a bunch of lines in here to obtain a video stream from the camera or from your webcam and actually stream it as well to and apply kind of method to it, which is very powerful. So first of all, here we're going to use OpenCV for video capture. That will open kind of our cap, okay, which will be used as well afterwards to read images, okay, from our webcam. So that will enable kind of our video capture from our webcam. Second step here, cap.read, that will read the actual images, okay. And here will return kind of, like a Boolean value that tells me, are we successful or not, if it's 1 or 0. And here it will show me the actual frame, okay? What I'm going to do in a very simple form, again, I'm going to do image show, okay? And then I'm going to call whatever function I want. Here I'm just going to call the Canny, for example. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to send my image that I obtained from here, which is the frame, okay? All right? And then afterwards, I'm going to show simply my frame, which is the original frame. All right, so what I'm going to do is going to basically do both, okay? I'm going to show my frame, which is my image, which is this, along with my processed image, which is in this case, we're going to be the Canny because I'm going to call the Canny function in here. Or I can use Laplacian, Sobel X, Sobel Y, or whatever, all right? Okay, and then afterwards, if I press the Enter key, I'm just going to break, and that's just to break the loop. And then release, that will release my camera, okay, just, disable it, and then destroy the window, and that's it. All right, let's get it started. So we're gonna run this, okay, run this, Canny, run Laplacian, all that, running Sobel X, Sobel Y. Nothing is happening. Why? Because you didn't, initiate the function yet, all right? You didn't call any of them, you're just defining them. Here, let's run it. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run, you guys can see that the webcam has just started, and that's it. That's pretty much me right here, trying to that's my original image happening right here. It's a little bit dark, but as well you guys can see that the image. Let me zoom out a little bit, or zoom out a little bit. That's why you guys can see, because the image is so dark. Okay, the lighting here is so dark. As you guys can see, the image is pretty much that's my kind of a frame along with some of the glasses and so on. You guys can again try different techniques. Let's go ahead and let's press enter, so that will exit and will release the camera. All right, and what I'm going to do here instead, I'm going to call, for example, my another function, which is, let's say, Sobel y. Let's give it a shot. So instead of here, I'm just going to go and replace Sobel y. Let's click save, and let's call, let's actually restart and clear the all output. And let's run and restart and run all. Let's run it all. All right, that's my current y derivative. So that's again my image in here. That's my kind of, as you guys can see, the gradient or the y gradient is, is shown here. It's again, it's live images. You guys can again take this and take it to the next step. Do whatever you want. You can create your own, for example, sketcher. For example, you can do like kind of a like cartoon. You can do whatever you want using these edge detection algorithms. All right, that's all what I have for this section. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you in the next section.